Remember, some may choose not to return to India also and stay back for now, but that depends on the ongoing operation and the situation on the ground. Indian government has said that if you're willing to return, if you want to, then the arrangements are being put in place for now. And we'll continue to track the latest on that. Look at the situation on the ground. Mind-numbing. These are the latest visuals. Look closely. Israel has released horrific visuals of charred, decapitated bodies of children, babies in diapers, which means infants and toddlers, accusing Hamas of the heart-wrenching crime. Earlier, the Israeli military released this footage. These are babies who are covered in blood. They were clearly shot point-blank range. Multiple bodies were found butchered and burnt, even inside a car, by the Hamas terrorists. The Israel Defense Forces have accused Hamas of ISI-style killing in Israel. Hamas terrorists holding Israeli soldiers and civilian hostages have threatened to execute a captive each for each building that is hit. And a captive each means there are over 100 elderly women, young women, children in the captivity of Hamas terrorists. For now, we are being told that soldiers also have been killed since the start of the war last weekend, about 222 earlier in the day.
It's impossible for me to look at the photos of families killed, such as the mother, father, and 3 small children murdered as they sheltered in their home in kibbutz near Oz, and not think of my own children. This was just one of Hamas's countless acts of terror. In a litany of brutality and inhumanity that, yes, brings to mind the worst of ISIS. Babies slaughtered, bodies desecrated, young people burned alive, women raped.
First, let me say this with regard to 9/11. If you look at this in proportion to the size of Israel's population, this is the equivalent of 10 9/11s. That's how big and how devastating this attack has been. And, of course, each of these situations is very different. And it's important to keep that in mind. Of course, we're always trying to draw the lessons from past experience, as they may or may not be applicable to what we or our partners are doing now. And of course, we are in very close conversation with Israel about the work it's undertaking, as I said, to make sure it can defend itself, defend its citizens, and to the best of its ability ensure that this doesn't happen again. The President's been very clear. I've been very clear. We stand with Israel. We stand with Israel in its determination to defend its people, defend its country. We stand with Israel in its determination to do everything possible to ensure that what happened on Saturday never happens again. And in that determination, we are, of course, as you know, providing assistance as requested by Israel for its efforts. That will continue, and we're working closely with Congress to make sure that Israel has what it needs to do what it must.
So with the help of the map illustration, let me help you understand what is the ground situation looking like. This yellow belt that you see is Israel, the green strip is the Gaza Strip, and the red is the West Bank. But remember, that is Lebanon. Why is Lebanon important up on northern Israel? Because that is where Hezbollah, which is a terror group backed by Iran in Lebanon, that Lebanese group could actually start attacking Israel from the northern frontier. Then there is Syria. Syria also has already, there are shells that have come in from Syria into Israel. This is the northern belt. From the Gaza Strip, it was the southern Israel area where all these villagers, innocent babies, women, children were targeted and then taken captive. It is 1 week now of them still as hostages. So that is why, remember, Israel is currently looking at three-front war. In the Mediterranean Sea, the United States of America have brought in a warship and aircraft carrier as well. But this is what the situation is looking like for Israel. While Israel continues to bomb, as it calls, terror hideouts in Gaza Strip, where there are also civilian casualties taking place. But here, up on the northern area, is where Israel could be facing a much more multi-pronged, multi-front war coming in from Lebanon, Syria, basically the Arab world that is starting to unite and target and now attack Israel from different corners. Flotilla 13 elite unit deployed into the area surrounding the Gaza security fence. This is a joint effort to regain control of the Sufa military post on 7th October. That was then where the Hamas terrorists had come in. Soldiers rescued around 250 hostages alive, is what we were told. 60 plus Hamas terrorists were neutralized and 26 were apprehended. These appear to be the visuals from that day. We are being told that some of them neutralized and apprehended included Muhammad Abu Ali, the deputy commander of the Hamas Southern Naval Division. So you're looking at the visuals of how the Israeli soldiers had also conducted the operations, and clearly their identities have been concealed. But this is to help you understand, to be able to, when the messages were sent to the Israeli police and the army of what is unfolding. Let's listen in to what looks like has happened.
תן לו ריבון! תחצו, תחפה עלינו החוצים. יש? תן אש, תן אש, תן אש. יהיה לי תקדים. מוסר. פה. שים עליו אקדח. אני איתו. בוא. תגידו שמו ישראל! צה"ל! שייטת! שערו בבוקר! אנחנו באים! מטפל בקיר, אין כולם בקיר. כן, אני איתך, באתי להציל אותך. יאללה, בוא, הכל בסדר. מה אתה צריך? טיפול ראשוני, יש מישהו צריך משהו? תעלו אותו למעלה.
Alright, so these are the rescue operations by the Israeli Defense Forces when they had gone into the areas to try and bring out some hostages alive and neutralize terrorists as well. And you can just see the scale to which they had to go into houses, because these were houses in areas that had been attacked by the terrorists. You can only imagine the horrific situation for those who were one day just sitting with their families, little children in their house. And these extremists barged in, killed them, and much more brutalities that needn't even be mentioned. When someone can kill a baby in the crib, imagine the extremism that they would have led with. Heading into a break, and here's hoping that peace prevails both for Gaza, where also now bombing is taking place relentlessly, and Israel.